Today we will be discussing what is martial law, what is martial law, what are the features of martial law, and what are the positive and negative effects of martial law. So basically starting with the definition of martial law, what is martial law? Martial law involves the temporary substitution of military authority for civilian rule. It is usually invoked in times of war, rebellion, or natural disaster. Temporary rule by military authorities of a designated area in time of emergency when the civil authorities are deemed unable to function. The legal effects of a declaration of martial law differ in various jurisdictions, but they generally involve a suspension of normal civil rights and the extension to the civilian population of some semi-military justice or military law. Although temporary in theory, a state of martial law may in fact continue indefinitely. So here is the example of martial law. One of the most commonest example of martial law is when federal government declared martial law in Hawaii after Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, which initiated 3 years of absolute military rule in the islands. Now the question appearing in mind is why we declare martial law, why there is need of martial law. It's because the chief of armed forces may declare martial law in case of rebellion or invasion when public safety requires it. Martial law is justified when authority has ceased to function. Martial law suspends all existing laws as well as civil authority. It happened because when the federal government does not respond to the actions that are immediate to happen, could be a reaction to the threat imposed by other country or something else. There can be a lot of reasons why there's need to declare martial law. On the top of that is when your authority has ceased to function. Here comes a very basic question. Does martial law remove human rights? No, it does not. No law in the world when it is imposed can remove human rights or can deprive humans of their basic rights. So martial law has to protect and is meant to protect human rights at all costs. In terms of martial law, humans might be restricted to a lot of things, but their rights are protected at all costs and their rights are given. Now, we all know that martial law refers to the replacement of civil rule by military rule. So features of martial law are curfews or dispensation of military tribunals ruling on civilians. Martial law imposes curfews in the cities and over the cities. The connection with the cities is cut due to the rebellion. It is done to protect the people, to protect the human rights, and it often limits people from meeting other people. The safest place during martial law is your homes, when you're surrounded with your friends or family. Law restricts people. People get more bounded in the times of martial law during martial law. Martial law is not at all is bad. There are some also good aspects of martial law, like it eradicates criminality. If a country is blanketed by a series of negative elements that continue to harm the society, the leader is now pressured to declare martial law. This is to neutralize all criminal offenders responsible for risking the safety and impunity against the society. Restoration of peace is one of the main issues why martial law is important to the society once in a while so that the level of crime rates can significantly go down and safeguard the welfare of society. Most important aspect of martial law is to improve peace. Martial law proclamation would mean that peace is the main goal so that it will provide a measure for the society to live in peace. All society want peace in their community because they want to have the chance to elevate their socio-economic lifestyle. The leader must have to do an immediate action so that their community will be free from any source of disturbances that might risk the state of peace that their people are currently enjoying it. One of the most important aspect of martial law is the eliminate sign of terrorism. Terrorism is now one of the most problematic security issues affecting the safety and prosperity of a certain nation. If terrorism is very rampant in your community, declaring martial law is necessary. This is so to flush all the insurgents who are terrorizing the community and responsible for provoking harm, intimidation, and coercion to the peaceful society that you are currently living. The fourth most fundamental aspect of martial law is to remove corrupt officials. Public officials who are corrupt will be under contempt, which will allow the rule to apprehend them to their mistakes. This is because there are several government officials who are utilizing the government just to satisfy their self-greed. Removing corrupt officials is more efficient when martial law is applied, because there are tighter implementation and enforcement of law. Not the least aspect of martial law is promotes equality and equity. In every society, one must apply equality, which provides equal rights that aim to protect the dignity as well as the image of all individual, group, and organization. As for equity, it seeks to promote privilege and justifies any rights of every member of the society for the purpose of providing them with the opportunity to become productive in their lives, and suspicious activities or attempts to take advantage towards others will be apprehended by the law. Put into a nutshell, to make a very long story short, that sadly it is both good and bad. There are certain good aspects to it and there are some bad aspects to it. Some people are in favor of martial law and some people are against it. It depends upon their point of views, the way they see at the things. But yeah, it has both good aspects and bad aspects. Bad because it suspends all citizen rights while being imposed. Yeah, it limits certain activities that you can go to the movies or to the parks or have meetups or startups, some stuff like that. You're bound by the military rules and you have to follow them at all costs, because if you don't follow them then you will be in trouble. Or the good aspect to it, that martial law, while being imposed, whether if your country or your city is under threat, they make sure that military make sure that you are safe, your life is not at stake. They try to protect you, they try to keep you safe, and they try to not to let you harm by anything. They keep you safe and sound. These were the pros and cons of the martial law. That's all by my side. Thank you.